execution on both sides, but I do agree. I like the team fight quite a bit on Yandex. The Naga Siren makes things a little bit difficult to commit, right? And you have pretty committal spells on the side of Virtus.pro.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, at the same time, I'm trying to think, like, yesterday they had Naga, also Yandex in their series, and I think the team fights were really not, you know, their strength. I think they actually ended up losing games that they could have won if they just executed the team fights a little bit better. If I'm not mistaken, today it's going to be Solo playing the Naga instead of Problems yesterday, so that's a little bit of a switch. Maybe it wasn't completely their comfort, and so yeah, it might be a little bit different, but this is gonna require much more discipline in the formation that they have when they, you know, engage in these team fights. But definitely the potential is there. I think Yandex is gonna play with a very fast-paced lineup, typically the Ember, the TA, and the Dawnbreaker ulti. If the game goes late, this is when we're going to start seeing, you know, some puck and TB issues that Yandex is going to have to deal with.
Yeah, that's a really good point. I do think the late game scaling on VP is really strong. Like, even Brewmaster, you get once you get a couple of your core talents, right? That's when things the hero like really starts to accelerate. You can just split push down buildings reliably. Like, you don't really have to worry too much about you know, struggling to hit the high ground, especially when you have TB cleave and Shaman wards. So
especially versus heroes like Dawnbreaker, I feel like you know, Dawnbreaker is kind of hard to deal with Brewmaster early game because you just don't have enough damage to cut through his ulti. He actually also clears your Brewlings with his Q, but as soon as you start getting levels, you start getting the level. I mean, when you get the level 20, this is when you start. You know, you stop caring about the Dawn completely, and now the team fight is heavily in your favor. So, yeah, VP definitely on the scaling side of things, and Yandex on the tempo.
Yeah, well, we'll see how it goes as we finally see our lanes kind of get underway here. The mid matchup, Puck versus Ember Spirit. I mean, it's a classic.
Classic.
Much easier for the Ember to shove the wave, get some denies early. Lorinov should be an okay matchup, though. It's never, like, terrible for Puck, but typically going Ember favored now, I think, right?
Yeah, but I've seen one player that, you know, comes to mind is Samael to me, because he's one of the few mid players that I've seen pick Puck, like, literally every time he got the chance into Ember and do pretty well. He usually, you know, draws the lane. And obviously Coil is one of the best tools in Dota to deal with the puck. The problem is just how the lane goes, because they kind of both counter each other's in a way. But Ember definitely has an advantage in the matchup.
That's cool. Yeah, we'll see how that ends up going as, you know, we get further into the game. But it's always a fun matchup to watch.
It is.
Top side problems on the Muerta with Noticed on the Dawnbreaker. That's a strong lane.
Very strong.
We just already saw the combo, right? Dead shot into Starbreaker. Shadow Shaman doesn't have chicken fingers here, so there's no easy cancel to the Starbreaker, which might hurt in the lane, but opting for the massive Serpent Ward. I think you and I both agree this thing is super strong.
It's super strong. It's borderline broken, I would even say. It's a little bit too strong. I'll leave it at that. You know, if somebody heard me out there, please fix. But yeah, no, I mean, I respect, you know, going for the mid-game presence and the late game and kind of letting the lane go. He's also laning with TB, so yeah, it's going to be fine.
As for this bottom lane, I mean, the Brewmaster and a TA, like, yeah, you can kind of burn through refractions, but you're also playing with a Rubik, and this is a hero that kind of fell out of the meta for a while. Top side First Blood, actually onto the Terror Blade.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit foreseeable. As we said, you know, Muerta Dawnbreaker, that's a lane with a lot of aggression.
Yeah.
They're going to keep looking for the kills here.
Yeah, that's really strong. So that'll obviously put them off to a very good start up there.
Yeah, the Rubik is surprising. I think that's a hero that really has fallen in favor. Like, we don't see a lot of position for go back to Rubik. Antares is a very known Rubik player. I mean, this is his bronze tier because he did not renew his Dota Plus subscription, but I can assure you that he's not bronze tier. This guy has been playing Rubik his entire Dota career, so he knows exactly what to do, and he's an expert on the hero. So if anybody's going to make it work, he's definitely one of them.
Good to know. Good to know. I mean, Rubik, it's so sad that he hasn't been as relevant lately because it is such a fun hero to watch. And even in games, we were like, this has got to be like the Rubik game.
Which isn't this game,
yeah,
to be fair,
I was going to say,
like,
this isn't that Rubik game,
no.
so that's why I was a little bit curious what your thoughts were.
Yeah, I don't really know what triggered the Rubik. I mean, it's not bad against Ember. I think we've seen Embers die to as we see the First Blood.
Okay, yeah, just the Dawnbreaker combo as well.
Classic. But yeah, it can be good against Ember, the instant lift, and if you happen to steal the chains, even the remnants can be quite decent. Morta spells, I think, are also really good to get, and pretty easy, I would say. And perhaps some Naga spells also. You know, the net, that's going to turn against Ember, turn against the TA. So he has definitely really good spells to steal, but it's not going to be very flashy is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, straightforward, but like we're not looking for the black hole or ravage turnarounds or anything like that.
None of that today.
But good utility still.
But the Brew versus TA is an interesting matchup. I think, like from Brewmaster's perspective, you're gonna suffer a little bit in the lane because that's just how TA works, especially when she lanes with a Naga. But if you don't suffer too much and you're healthy enough once you hit your level 6 and TA is not too far ahead, it's very easy for you to kick TA out. Now he is playing versus a Dawnbreaker too, which is gonna make everything a little bit harder.
Yeah, like swapping, like trading ults basically.
Yeah, because like getting through the TA plus the Dawn ulti might just be a little bit too much for the Brewmaster, but we'll have to see. You know, there's going to be things happening like a TB gating, maybe a puck getting a rune and helping the Brewmaster force the issue, but that is going to be a little bit later in the game.
I mean, speaking of like runes, this has been a super static kind of lane setup, right? We're not really seeing a lot of rotations into the mid lane. Yeah. They're just letting Chira Jr. and Lorinov kind of duke it out, and right now Puck actually ahead, 27-3 on the CS. You were talking like, is this something that Sumail prefers in the matchup as well? And he's having a great time. So
no, he's doing good. He's doing very good. And again, like it's a win for the Puck because once he gets the coil, he's just gonna be happy. Like you're gonna have a way to deal with this Ember, like one of the most reliable way, literally in the game. So definitely a win for Dyer.
They do. I mean, there is a kind of a synergy with the Rubik and coil, whereas like you could telekinesis to snap it. So even if you go for just like a solo coil mid lane, if the Rubik's nearby, you might be able to get that extra stun and go for the kill. Yeah,
no, I think in this game, like, both like support duo plus the mid laners as they're going on Rasta.
That's a very easy kill.
There's
just no chance at all.
It's just too much damage. She's dying from full HP, and Shadow Shaman is a hero that is like naturally very tanky, so it could even be worse. Even that is not enough. As we're gonna look at the rune situation pretty soon. I mean, the Puck has hit level 6, so did Ember. So this is usually the time where supports are gonna start looking at the mid lane. Yeah, we see the Rasta TPing in, the Muerta is angling, action is coming.
Yeah, that sentry actually, I believe, just out of reach of that. Oh no, it is in range. So if they do get up onto the high ground, it'll make it. So
good DOR. They don't see it yet, but it's gonna come handy pretty soon.
Yep. All right, we're going to see all of these heroes in the mid lane. Coil's going to connect onto 2, snaps immediately on the Naga Siren, but that rune is topside and invis. Not the most powerful, but Chira Jr. feeling strong enough to just continue chasing him. Muerta with a really nice silence comes through, dodging the dead shot though on the Puck, and Chira Jr. will still be able to walk away with the or with the rune. Had a really nice remnant up on the top side there. They do have multiple sentries mid here, so it's not really going to help them much.
Yeah, a little bit close, a little bit of an overcommitment. I think maybe Naga got a little bit excited by the amount of damage that Ember was able to dish out, but it just wasn't enough. They ran out of steam, which gives, you know, a valuable kill for the Dire side.
Yeah, as soon as that Flame Guard expires, the hero is lacking all the damage with the current build right now.
Oh, no miss this time. Pretty unlucky, RNG.
He got the Brood up too. I thought for sure, right, that was going to be missed, but...
And now they're going to look to contest the Wisdom, like Naga's angling, the Brewmaster is dead. Is the Rubik going to commit? No, he's just lets it go.
Up. Wow.
2 Wisdom on the Radiant side, that is a really big deal for supports like Rubik and Rasta. They rely heavily on experience.
Does he have telekinesis? He has to, right?
Yeah, interesting that he didn't go for it. He even had Dawnbreaker ulti. He was worried. I mean, that he was worried about Dawnbreaker ulti.
That makes sense, okay.
Yeah. So it would have been way too much for them to deal with. Which means that now he's going to have to leech the Brewmaster experience, which is also trading, so...
Very quick dodge there from Lorinov.
And we already see the pressure that Ember is able to apply on the Puck. It's just hard to stop it, especially if your supports are, you know, under experienced, which is the case.
I mean, good pressure from everyone on the side of Yandex. Like they're trying to take away the triangle. They've got a lot of pressure in the mid lane against the Puck. Chira Jr. just kind of being enabled right now to do this as the next rune's coming.
I mean, we mentioned in the draft, like after the draft ended, that as they're going on the Ember, is it going to be enough damage?
I mean, it's going to be very close, but the Dawnbreaker's coming in. The silence is there, and the Puck's going to go down first. Rain now on the run,
Disaster.
But no hopes of survival. That's exactly what you're talking about, man. The threat of the Dawnbreaker ult right now, especially playing around this Ember Spirit.
VP's got to watch out because they can't really afford too many of these moves. I mean, this TA is untouched. The Brewmaster is struggling. The TV died on the top lane, and if the mid also gets out of control and they're able to get the mid tower, open up the map, it's going to get scary real quick. We talked about the pace at which Team Yandex can play with these heroes. They didn't get the XP runes. Now they're like, you know, giving away some kills, unnecessary kills on the mid lane. This could spiral out of control really quickly.
I mean, the XP difference alone is already super strong. Like, both level 4 supports versus almost level 6. Well,
nice Sunder.
Yeah, Sunder set up here onto the Dawnbreaker. That's a very important kill.
Yeah, top 1 net worth. This is literally like the highest reward they can get on the map at this point. The Rasta is going to be very happy with the experience. So is Rubik. He's still level 4.5 on Rubik, so it's going to take a while before he gets his level 6. They need to give him the space. Like, at this point, ideally, the cores from VP can just jungle and leave space for their supports.
You need the Serpent Ward so bad.
The next team fights are just going to be impossible if you don't do that.
Dahak bottom lane caught out here. Searing Chains, no mana for split yet, but does have the wand. He's going to be forced to use it. I mean, but you just get the split for a pretty basic commitment now.
Yeah, and he's going to be a little bit, you know, scared to go back to his lane after. And Brewmaster is a hero that really relies on laning. You can't jungle with this hero. He's one of the few offlaners that, you know, despite being popular, as they go on the puck, is it enough?
That's a really good silence chain there. He's dead! Wow.
Amazing spellcasting. They did not even need the Dawnbreaker ulti there. They just knew that he was going to die. So, super nice spellcasting by Problems. This Morta is doing great, man. He's level 7.5. He's literally a core right now.
Yeah, Arntarez still level 4, like you said, on this Rubik, just not having a great time. And Dawnbreaker, or I'm sorry, Muerta just finishes off with a dead shot.
Look at his net worth too. Like this Muerta is like turning into a core. Like he's the same net worth as the Brewmaster. He's almost the same level as his Dawnbreaker. He's living the life right now. And it's a really good Muerta game. I mean, if you get like a lot of levels, you get Atos, you're able to lock down like in silence heroes like Brewmaster or Puck. He's just gonna single-handedly win fights.
Yeah, I mean, you said this is the team that's playing more off the tempo, where VP looks for kind of that better scaling into the late game, and so far a really good lead built. 4K here, just at the almost 11-minute mark. Mid tower's dead. And
you got a guy called TA2000 playing TA and having the most peaceful game ever. That has to be a menace, you know? I'd be stressed out. I don't want to play versus a TA2000 playing TA, you know what I mean? Like, this must come from somewhere. I don't want to know.
He's going to be very happily farming on the bottom half of the map. And with how strong Noticed is already, he's actually going for an early Vlad's. That should be a Starbreaker. Yeah, it does connect in time. Rain. His passive is going to pop in a second, but he's still dead.
I like this item build on Dawn a lot, actually. I think it's really cool. We started seeing it as a, you know, as a different way to build Dawnbreaker, especially first items. This Vlad is amazing. Obviously, it combos really well with your Q.
Yeah.
It helps you objective take after you use the successful ulti, or if you push your own tower, helps you deal with the stacks, buffs your allies. I think it's just a great item on this hero. I'm happy players are turning towards that. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, it's honestly working out great for him already. TA2000 bottom lane looking to put some pressure here on Dahak. He does have the ult available again, but able to just scurry away there with that brewed up.
Rubik is still not level 6, so they gotta wait for that before anything happens, honestly.
He's like one creep away, really.
Yeah,
he's like, Dahak's pinging it like, I got you, homie, but he's still not there. 6 XP away.
Yeah. He's so far away from the Radiance, too.
I mean, Lauren of mid lane has to be so careful of Muerta now, because, like you said, she's basically another core. She's almost to an Atos.
I really like the Ember Muerta combo. It makes a lot of sense when you think about it. Like the Searing Chain to set up for the silence into the Q from Muerta. There's so much damage coming from these two heroes, and they synergize together so well. It's really, really nice, like a core to support duo.
I'm a big fan of the changes to the chain gang facet. It's so strong.
It is very strong.
He's gone for Blade Mail early as well, so...
Makes a lot of sense this game, I think, against the Puck especially.
Okay.
What would you have liked to see? Or what
I don't
would the
know. That's what I was
alternative be?
wondering. I was like, I don't know. Like we've seen like Mage Slayers and stuff like that, and so
Yeah.
I'm wondering if like it was worth it. But he's opting, I guess, for a little bit of a tankier build.
I mean, Mage Slayer is good. Like, what I like about the Blade Mail is it also buffs your farming. Like, they're going on the brew. Is it enough damage?
He can't move. He can't get out of the
This is
silence.
oh my god, this is so obnoxious.
He gets Searing Chains into silence,
And that's a
into
brew,
net.
and he got the W off. Like,
Yeah, he
that
was
is
brewed
one
up.
of the tankiest heroes in the game at this point.
Yeah.
And they just kill him with zero effort. It's hard.
He's silenced for like 9 seconds.
It's absurd.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, the fact that they've just built a draft at enabling this one spell in a way for their mid game is actually kind of genius.
Yeah. I mean, so far so good. It's been a really smooth sailing by Team Yandex so far. They've played this game almost perfectly, and we're yet to see the TA really enter the game. And I mean, he didn't have to, and that is good for him. He's like having a really quiet yet very, you know, like farm heavy game. He's gonna get the Deso very soon, so the objectives are gonna start happening. They're gonna start looking at the Roche towers.
I mean, 14-minute Deso is crazy fast. And now with this, you're like, you can just show up to fights and start building Deso Deso charges, right?
Yeah, and look at the Brewmaster. I mean, he's like, he's 1k gold on the relic. He needs.
Oh god.
I don't even know how he's gonna get the radiance at this point. Like, the game is gonna speed up even further.
And Tara playing a game of chicken there, knows he has to get this illusion rune, but just gonna get rooted the moment he picks it up. So another kill into the hands of Chera Jr.
This Muerta Ember plus the Dawnbreaker, like this kind of trio running around together, nobody can contest them. Like, wherever they go is theirs.
I mean, they have the Atos now. We're going to see them try to make a play topside here onto Notice. The meta comes out, the Giant Serpent Ward, full duration Shackles. That is enough damage. Maybe Dawnbreaker?
No.
Ooh, so close.
Okay, these kills, honestly, these 2 kills, like the 2 kills that Notice has, you know, like conceded to VP, is everything they got, literally, the entire game. They matter a lot. These kills are really high value, and Notice is gonna, you know, not be happy with this. It's not the end of the world whatsoever, but he's got to be careful with this, because if you think about how the map is being played right now, they have nothing to play for, VP. Like, this Brewmaster is super poor. He cannot enter the TA area. They can't contest runes. Puck is, you know, playing really safe. There's nothing to do on the map besides trying to find his Dawnbreaker when he's a little bit too deep.
I mean, the only tower threat they have, really, is Serpent Ward, right, as well, and that was just committed. So now your towers are all safe for Yandex for a little while.
You know, if I try to find like the bright side for VP is sure. I mean, they're really far behind. Like, let's not you know, pretend. Like, 8k gold lead, 16 minutes in is crazy. As the puck is gonna die.
He's just dead.
Yeah.
There's the Dawnbreaker ult to join in as well. Rain's gonna walk right into a trap, so definitely not escaping. And this is just the Atos from Fog, like just being scouted out by a Naga Siren Illusion.
Yeah.
Thought he was safe. No, not at all.
No, they have no business fighting. No, whatsoever. This is a cat and mouse game at this point. They just need to dodge Team Yandex as much as they can. Like, wherever they get found, they're just gonna concede kills. But, you know, I was trying to say that if the TB gets online, if the puck gets online, and it's a little bit, they need much more than what they have at the moment. But if they get there somehow, then we're gonna see hope for VP, because it's a good TB game, it's a good puck game, but they gotta get there.
I see a stolen ensnare there. Now, you talked about this, actually a pretty great tool for the Rubik to have this game if you can actually find a target. But now you need to have the damage to follow it up. So we'll see if they can do anything with it.
And this is a first pick puck, you know, like this was like an answer to the Dawnbreaker, which is not really an answer. Like, you could consider just being like a straight up blind first pick puck.
Yeah.
It's been heavily punished. Like,
I mean, every single attempt here in this jungle has just been shut down. They have such aggressive wards on both sides. And you don't need a ton of vision, right? You just need to see like one hero every once in a while, because VP has to like scrap for farm across the edges of the map. So you know they're probably not trying to like run around their own jungle as 5.
Team Yandex is playing really well. Like, really, really well this game.
Root after root after root, and kill after kill go on their way. Now 15-3 with an 11,000 gold lead.
It's massive. It's massive. And they didn't even start, you know, pressing the gas pedal, because that's only going to happen when TA goes for objectives, like tier 2s, Roche, Tormentor. We're not even there yet, which is the scary part. So But you know, we've seen this from Team Yandex yesterday against Aurora. They ended up losing the series because of mistakes in the mid game, but the tempo that they were able to like
build early.
Yeah, build early was pretty much the same, and it's always on the back of Chira Jr. He always has like a stable laning phase. His movement around the map is really good. He's always playing in the enemy side of the map. He's in their face, creating so many issues for them. So props to this guy. I think he's playing incredibly.
Yeah, he's doing some serious work. He has Kaya Sanj now done on top of his Blade Mail. He's got a bottled Shield Rune as well. He is pretty much unkillable at the moment as he's going to look for V-Tune. They do go ahead and pop the meta. The wards, okay, Dawnbreaker's got to come in to bail him out. He gets the Blade Mail. The damage turned back around. Now looking for V-Tune. Nice dodge there on that Manta, but the chase continuing as Chira Jr. as well as the Naga Siren. She's deep on the enemy side of the map. Has the Song of the Siren just for a guaranteed kill secure. And TA2000, meanwhile, just clearing up the creep wave. So 2 dead. I mean, that's the Dawnbreaker, man. It looked good for a moment. You're like, okay, we might get this Ember Spirit.
No, but Ember knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what he's doing. He's just baiting them at this point. He has a shield rune. He didn't press it. He's waiting for the Dawn ulti, then presses it. Honestly, this is the Chira Jr. show so far. Like, super impressive performance. He's just stomping VP literally by himself for now.
And here we go. First Roshan of the game as we get close to that 20-minute mark. I mean, who do you put this on? It's got to be TA2000, right? He's going to be your building hitter?
I think so. I think they're strong enough to just siege, and this Ember is kind of built to be focused. Like, you bought the Blade Mail, you bought the Kaya Sanj, you have the Dawnbreaker ulti. He wants them to think he can die. He wants them to try to turn on him and you know, get another slide off or get away with the Remnant. So putting the Aegis on the Ember would not make any sense.
Did they get Radiance onto Hawk? I think they did, right? Is the only reason they'd smoke?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it is.
They did, but he's not even level 12. This Brewmaster is really poor at... I mean, they don't have Dawn ulti, so when that is down, it's only 10-second window.
Ooh. All right, they're going to make the play here. The silence comes out. They've rooted the entire team. Now they need to run.
Yeah,
Chira Jr.'s not going to let it happen. Looking straight for Rain. Problems in pursuit. And with this one, they will only lose the Shadow Shaman. But then, yeah, this is a 4-hero smoke gank to try and kill an Ember, and it just completely backfires.
Yeah, no. This is tough. I mean, you feel the pressure on VP side. They're trying to use their heroes because this Brewmaster has not been allowed to enter the game yet, and you know, the Puck has a blink, the Brew has a Radiance, but they just conceded too much before that. It's just not enough now. They need to play on the TB timings.
So normally you go Tormentor, and if the first shard goes to the Muerta, you're like, ah, okay, unlucky. It's on the Muerta. He happens to have a lot of kills, so it ends up being kind of value for him.
He's been involved in 16 kills on 18. It's crazy.
Yeah, so that's pretty massive. 6 Pierce the Veil stacks is pretty insane.
The question now is, like, when can they afford to go high ground? I think it's pretty close. I think they could decide to go high ground right now because they have really good tools to, like, make sure that it doesn't, you know, transition into disaster. They have the Steed, they have the Dawn ulti. So the only way for Dire to deal with a high ground push would be to find the backline. And there are 2 backliners they need to find, if that makes sense. Like, they have 2 ways to save each other's.
Yeah.
I would really like for them to not play the split push game against a Puck, a TB, Illusions. Like, just go high ground. Just force them back.
Just force it.
Yeah. It's probably their best way to, you know, make sure they don't lose on the economy game.
I agree. I think I like the idea of grabbing the mid tier 2 here and then going high ground on top lane.
They have some time. Like, Aegis is up for 3 more minutes, so they can decide to do it slowly. But at some point, you know, the best way to actually catch your enemies is just to force them back to base.
The Hurricane Pike for TA is going to be really beneficial as well. Like, a little bit of mobility, especially trying to siege the high ground, is going to go a long way.
Yeah. Going MKB next, he wants to deal with the Radiance effect from the Brewmaster. He's also expecting maybe a Butterfly coming from the TB eventually, so...
I mean, they're closing in on double BKBs as well. Noticed just needs the recipe. He's only a couple hundred gold away. The Ember Spirit a little bit further, but either way, both of those timings are going to be massive for Yandex in the team fights. And I like that they're just going to commit to him early rather than greed out for them.
You're looking for the bottom? No.
Yeah, don't find it.
TP'd in time.
Good TP outs, but...
Yeah, but if you look at the map now, like, the TA got the tier 2 top, then working on the tier 2 mid, and they all gathered bottom for the kill. So very soon, you know, it's going to feel natural to just...
Take tier 2 bottom?
Yeah, take tier 2 bottom and close out the map.
I mean, they're smoking here on VP. I honestly don't know if that trap saw them, but...
They might find the Naga. This is a little bit of a desperate smoke. I mean, the map is so small right now for them, so they're just trying to, you know, secure a little bit of the, a little bit of ground for themselves to farm safely. But it's hard. It's hard. Like, Yandex is doing a really good job at like, pressuring VP, really.
And they're reading this so well too, because where else would VP be, you know, at this moment?
Yeah.
So
And they're all gating. They're actually they might find them there.
they saw the Brewmaster Radiance on the wave for sure, and as well some TB illusions. So I think they have a pretty good read.
Oh,
but
Mr. Rasta.
yeah, Rasta once again gets caught here. Gonna go for the shackle. It's, you know, Solo's got better things to do. He's gonna go find the rest of the heroes.
I like that. That's a good Dota concept.
Yeah.
You know, don't overcommit for a kill. Like, understand when the guy has no, you know, chance to make it out alive, and
Here it is. They get
find
another
another one. Exactly.
So the thing they don't know is there's a Brewmaster hiding in the trees directly behind him. He has 10 seconds to TP.
They should not be able to scout him. There's no reason to check that. So how are we looking on the Aegis? 20 seconds left. Looks like they're not gonna, you know, try to force the issue too much. How much gold did they get with it? 7k gold for, you know, difference. I like this stat. I think this stat is actually something. It gives you a good indication at how good teams are at playing the map.
Oh, the Hawk just kind of going for a drive-by here to clear up this wave a little bit. But
No MKB yet, so too much evasion. He actually went for the crit before the MKB. I think I like that.
Lornov in some trouble, getting a caught from the Atos. Ember comes in again. This is like, what, the 5th time we've seen this game?
How do you deal with this? You buy BKB. Oh yeah, he's going BKB.
He's going BKB, yeah, he has to.
What else, honestly? Heart, of course. No, Muerta is enjoying himself.
Yeah, this is a rough one. Now, TA2000 does get the split. The thing is, these aren't super tanky, and with this one, Wind Panda now gets caught out. They're going to be able to find Rain topside. He's dodged it out for a moment, but they will still finish off the Brewmaster. So that is Brew split down, and you have 2 more deaths.
And meta wasted, because V2 clicked the meta trying to fight back this Dawnbreaker Muerta combo, and it did nothing, unfortunately. He just had to watch his Rasta die. So yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Honestly, they're bleeding on every single side of the map right now on VP. They need to find a way to stabilize the game, but I'm not even sure where it can come from at this point.
Yeah, your Brewmaster needs to be way stronger than he currently is. I think that is such an issue for them, because you need these Brewlings to be able to find these heroes and like remove one of the saves from the fight, like you were talking, like either finding the Naga Siren, but it just feels almost impossible.
Yeah, there's like 10 seconds left on meta. After that, they're gonna feel very free.
Oh, what a fear! Problems just isolates V2 completely, shackled up, gets the Sunder onto an illusion. Unfortunate there, but the BKB is going to protect Jira Jr. and V2. Dove past the tier 4 towers. He's dead. Another fear comes out, catching Lornov. He's got to be careful. Gets the blink away for now, but you have no Terrorblade for 40, and Dahak gets caught out once again. Is it being caught out if you're in the enemy base like this?
No, I don't think you can call that being caught out. He's 0-4-0 on the Brood. It's a really tough game for him. He has not been able to get anything done, really.
He's just, I was like, do you have a blink or something? Yeah, he just gets the shard. It's going to completely reset his team. He's not needing it for defense anyway.
He's just heating them up, basically. Heating them up, mana boots, solar crest, keep pushing, boys.
Yeah, I mean, they're all topped off again. Full lane of barracks dead here on the bottom side. There are no outer towers to stop this push from continuing. And so get the refresh fortification, but yeah.
That is insane.
They're so far ahead. This has been such a perfect execution from Yandex, and I mean, clearly adjusting from what happened yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they got off to the same start, honestly. Like, good lanes, good rotations, stronger early game, but this time around, no mistakes. Like, they actually gave them 0 openings. They pressured the map really well. They did not lose any fight or, you know, overcommitted with the Aegis, which they did twice yesterday. And again, I mean, the fact that they're able to replicate that strong of an early game, like on such a regular basis, it gives them a lot of hope if you support this team.
This is a desperate attempt here. VP coming outside of the base. Ember comes right back in. Shadow Shaman's dead before the fight even starts as they continue to look for more. Rubik drops on the sideline. Chira Jr., does he have the BKB for the dive? Well, they're going to Dawnbreaker ult in. They really want to take down this Terrorblade. They won't be able to, but they now are going to turn their attention back towards Dahak's Brewmasters. They stun up all the Brewlings, and they die so fast. He's got just the Earth Panda left. The coil holds him in place for a moment. Shaman buys back, drops the ward, tried to do something noticed. Is he going to actually die? He does. VTune has enough damage to find a kill, but can they continue? As the Brewmaster trying to play aggressive here, but they've still got a lot left in the tank here on Yandex. The Fear comes back, sends Brewmaster back in. And they will respect VP for now.
Yeah, good composure, but the Ember Spirit, he had the BKB, so he was never really in trouble. They were just kind of, you know, looking at them and seeing how the fight develops. It's the meta. It's the meta that you have to respect. It's the best tool that they have right now on VP side, and when they lost the bottom rack, it's because the meta was a little bit wasted for a skirmish. So as soon as the meta is down, Yandex is going to feel much more confident taking these fights.
I mean, Problems is just hunting here with a brand new Shadow Blade, looking for an opening, and, well, range, that's going to be a dieback on your Shadow Shaman. He is an absolute monster this game on the Muerta, as, well, Cheer Jr. will go further into the enemy base. He steals Remnant on the Rubik, so Antares might be able to escape, but the rest of them need to be very careful. As the Hawk, he's got the NKB. Will he miss? He will not. VTune, aggressive Sunder here, but he gets Hurricane piked away. Lornov coil onto 2. They have Song of the Sirens still available. Dawnbreaker ult still available. Not under threat at all. Yandex keeping it nice and calm.
Yeah, no matter, you know what it means. It becomes really easy to, you know, kind of do the math on how much damage can they dish out. It's just a coil really, that's all they have.
Another melee barracks down. Range gonna survive for now, but...
So they know about the Roche timers. They could decide to go back for the Roche. They know it's up, or go for the last side. Obviously, you know, this is a classic, classic Dota scheme where like you go high ground, you lose the fight, enemy team, buyback, you know, they kill you, they get Roche, and you feel bad.
Yep.
This is the right order. You go Roche, and then you go high ground, and nothing can go wrong.
Not messing around. I don't blame them. They definitely need to get some wins here, so this will give them the Aegis and the Banner, as the Aghanim Scepter is pretty much done on Cheer Jr. here, just 1 gold away, so...
Insta-smoke, run faster, and the game faster.
Yep.
Heart, heart, heart. I love these hearts from Muerta. I mean, I get it, honestly. Heart back to you, man. Like, this is such a performance.
I can't believe, the aggressive jump on the top side. They get the silence, looking to finish off the Brewmaster for the split. The second silence, it doesn't. It's barely enough to cancel the animation.
I mean, luckily he has buyback, you know, because he's not worth much.
Oh, no.
No disrespect for him, but that's just how Dota works.
That's unlucky. What can you do? Muerta, I mean, she's just as scary as the Terrorblade at this point, really. They're going to buy back here on the Brewmaster. He's going to come in aggressively, but Dawnbreaker can join at any moment.
It's just fake casting the animation. I mean, you got to have fun with what you get, honestly, you know?
Another smoke. They're just going to right back into the enemy base. There's going to be the Shadow Blade as they look for their opening target. Lornov gets caught. I think he did get rooted, but he's still able to dodge it. He just pops the BKB. He has no choice. Meanwhile, Cheer Jr. solos off. The Rasta pops the BKB, and he's going to be able to get out of this one.
Dawn ulti is still available and all that, so you got to keep in mind that everything they're doing here is just playing off the limits of the amount of saves that they have to back them up.
Serpent Ward going to be focused up here by TA2000. Again, it doesn't really feel super necessary, as V2 needs to be very careful of these side blades.
Okay, that shot on Rubik, that's a really good steal to spell to steal, so it might help them. But again, they need to fight within the meta window. Like, they have to put that to use.
If you don't have Dispels, like Cheer Jr.'s single route into a Dawnbreaker ult will pretty much guarantee a kill.
Yeah.
So we'll see what they can do here. TA2000 respecting the damage from the Terrorblade for a while here, and is actually going to die to the Reflection. So that will be the Aegis, as all members of VP are alive. We'll see if they decide to still try and finish this one out. Do they have a Roche banner? I feel like they might.
No, I think it died.
Did it die?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. They got it on the TV, but they're gonna keep pushing anyway. They still have all their spells. There's no meta now, no brew split.
Yeah.
It's only 1 coil.
Oh, solo. Gonna pop the ensnare there to just make sure. Dude, he was rooted forever, man.
So much damage. Daedal is finished on the TA now, so he's a full glass cannon build.
Yeah. And they're just forced away from this fight as Cheer Jr.'s got a Remnant waiting to just ensnare them in the backside. And with this, that's Mega Creeps. GG comes out, VP no, this one is over. I mean, they held out as long as they could, but the writing was on the wall for a while.
I mean, what a masterclass by the Ember and the Morta especially.
Which is what they want to do quite well. It gives them a strong lane into, you know, something that the NP is going to struggle with.
Up and coming pick, this Ogre. I mean, we've seen it twice yesterday from P-Vision. Played on the offlane actually by DM, and now we're seeing some Ogre support. Definitely a hero that has its place in the meta, and if it can also offer flexibility in the draft, we might see more of it.
Yeah, absolutely. As for the draft overall for VP, they've got a lot of good things going for them. They actually flexed this Axe to the position 4 with this Warlock, which we don't really see much, but Battle Hunger plus Ion Shell, quite a good combo.
I like what VP has going for them much more than in the first game. I think this time around, they have a lot of early game tempo. They have a lot of scaling too. You know, they have the TA. I specifically like the combination of Warlock and Void Spirit. I think this is a combo that works really well. You're going to get the Ion Shell. You know, you got to think about this Void Spirit walking around with an Ion Shell, Shadow Word on him, the threat of the Rock to back him up. It's just, you know, he's going to be a menace, and we need to see that from Larinov. I think he was way too quiet in the first game.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I don't think he really got to play much of the first game.
Yeah, and they really need him to pop off in this team. So, you know, but on the other side, I think Yandex again, like what they're always on the initiative. It feels like they're gonna come online much earlier. It's gonna be the Storm walking around with the threat of the Dawnbreaker ulti. You know, the supports are really strong. The Prophet can TP in. This is a Storm running around with, you know, Dawn ulti, Prophet ulti. So, you know, whatever he finds, he will just kill.
I gotta give some credit to Brian during the panel. He did make a pretty good play on words there, you know, using the noticed and problems. But I don't know if anyone actually, I feel like that one flew over the panel's head maybe a little bit.
It was really good. I noticed they have some problems.
Yeah, I was like, I see what he's doing here.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah. But the mid lane matchup, Storm and Void Spirit, this is one of those.
Yeah.
I feel like anytime you see Spirit v Spirit, it kind of goes one way or the other. This one's one of the more even matchups, I think.
Okay, yeah. Not an expert in it, but what I know for sure is going to happen is the rune control. Like, it's going to be very, very important on both sides. So we'll see them again around the minute 6.
Yeah, that's a big deal. And then whether or not we've seen it time and time again, right? If Void Spirit beats you to level 6, like suddenly you're just double Astral Stepped and you're just dead. Yeah. So we'll see what ends up happening there.
The side lanes, though, I think this is a game where both side lanes could go both ways, honestly. I think, like, I see a way for Ix Darcy to do really well, and same can be said for the Ogre Prophet. And as for the bottom lane, it's exactly the same.
Yeah.
You know, for the Dawnbreaker Marcy lane, it's all about attacking at the right time. Because if you try to be overly aggressive and the trade doesn't favor you against a Warlock TA lane, they basically have infinite sustain and an infinite amount of damage. So you're just going to end up starving. So you really have to pick your fights, like, carefully.
All right, so now Solo, finally level 2 here on the Ogre Magi, will have the Ignite. Actually gets to do a ton of damage with this. Yeah. And Xantares actually has no way out of the Sprout either, so...
He has to watch out here on Solo, because another Battle Hunger, and it's so much damage over time, it's hard to, like, even do the math of it. Like, Ion Shell plus Battle Hunger plus Blood Grenades.
Oh, we're going to see which one's going to go down first. Almost goes down on Solo, but they'll be able to claim the first blood there against the Axe.
Very well done. Played off the stick charges. High HP regen, tangles, he's just going to be fine. And that is also the strength on the bottom lane. That's a really good kill. This matters a lot. Like, this Warlock TA lane is all about soaking up the pressure. You do not want to give levels to these heroes.
So I was worried about this lane quite a bit because Dawnbreaker, Marcy, still had Muerta on the mind from last game. Dawnbreaker, Marcy, also a very strong lane, and you do not have a way of stopping the combo.
No, you don't. So, you know, you got to keep them starving, basically, so that they can never go on you.
They're going to... Okay, a little unfortunate for problems. Ends up on the other side of the well there, but...
But yeah, I mean, these side lanes, they are extremely important for VP because this lineup is very good, but it comes together only with levels. And they need to get the space in the lanes. They need to be able to start like stacking the camps for the TA, for the Darkseer. They really can't afford to have a poor laning phase.
Well, so far, it looks like it's going pretty okay. I mean, they're down a couple of kills, but TA2000 not struggling too much. No, and the mid lane Storm is doing well, too.
And look at the bottom. I don't know if you've noticed the last hits on the Dawnbreaker. Like, he's sitting at 4 last hits, which is, like, almost nothing. So they did get a kill bottom, which is great, but overall, the lane is super tough.
Yeah. I honestly didn't even see that. That is super painful, actually.
I just noticed, like, he's been struggling, so this kill actually came as a saving grace.
Ooh, a little bit of a switch here in the mid lane. Lornov in a lot of trouble, gets a Lotus from Rain, trying to survive, but the damage is there. They will get the kill for Cheer Jr., and Problems will now dispose Rain even further back towards his team, and that is 2 dead mid, just like that.
Amazing rotation by T2000.
Yeah, that's huge.
How often do you see like a level 3 carry TP to the mid lane and kill 2 heroes?
Wow, that hurts so much. Like the mid lane matchup for Void and Storm, it's a little bit Storm favored, right, the first couple of levels, but you're playing for the level 6.
No, you are, and this might just give your Storm level 6 before you get it on the Void Spirit, which is going to give them another opportunity to go for a kill closer to the minute 6 timing, and you know this could snowball. Like this Storm is already doing great. Like he's winning the lane, he got a kill, he has the XP advantage. Careful, we've seen what Cheer Jr. can do when he's ahead.
Dude, yeah, I mean we really have. If last game is any indication, once he's got his level 6, I'd imagine he's going to be looking for some kills.
Yeah. Nighttime, this is usually gate time because it becomes much more, you know, much less obvious to start making gate rotations on support. So these are 2 lanes side lanes where we could see gate opportunities.
Bottom lane getting aggressive here. V-Tune in. Here comes the Nature's Prophet. Does have the Sprout. She can chop out of it, but will be kept alive thanks to that Shadow Word from Rain. But
yeah, not the best TP this time around, but he did save his March T, so
yeah.
It is not completely wasted. He's just gonna gate back top, make it back to the lane. Solo has been soaking up the pressure in the meantime. Very tanky on Ogre.
I was gonna say, is he just gonna kill Antares?
Wow.
A Surge comes out, but
It's gonna be close. No.
Okay, he's got just enough regen.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's 2v1 in the lane, just zoning Darkseer Axe.
Yeah. What this is gonna give them though is maybe no, never mind. He had a stealth. He's gonna be able to help for the rune. So.
Okay.
Yeah. Rune timing is coming. They're fighting the top rune.
Redmond comes out,
nice
Lornov uses it. Actually taking away a haste rune here from Cheer Jr., quite important.
He's
He
level 5
might need
though.
to use this.
They might want to go for the kill.
It's going to be close.
Prophet has a TP too if he wants to. They're trying to force the haste out, which they did.
Yeah, nicely done. TA2000 taking a lot of damage here in the top lane as Rain makes the rotation. Now vacuum back here onto Solo, but they just still don't have the damage quite yet.
Yeah. He's just going to TP
Full
out.
reset for him.
TP back in. A little bit of a wasted rotation because this Warlock is out of mana. He's stuck on the top lane. It's a little bit awkward. Yeah, he has to TP back all the way.
Yeah, having to go all the way back base, not getting any Grimoire stacks. Even, you know, Void Spirit came towards top lane to try and find something here. Yeah. Doesn't get to participate.
I mean, you can see that VP is trying to, you know, answer the early game aggression that's coming from Yandex, like systematically. But so far, they're not really finding the success they're hoping for. The Darkseer is only level 4. He needs a little bit more time to usually get the damage. They're lacking damage right now. Yeah,
and we were talking about Notice struggling a little bit on the offlane Dawnbreaker. Pretty much recovered, right? Like she doesn't have like the most CS, but Dawnbreaker will have the ability to just kind of farm this bottom side of the map fairly easily.
It's all about the XP, right? Like he's almost level 6 when Darkseer like just hit 5. So as soon as this Dawn ulti is online, the whole game changes.
This is my favorite type of jungling. You just stand next to sleeping creeps and they die.
I'm sure it's also Antares' favorite type of jungling.
Don't
need to do anything. Don't need to even buy regen. Nothing. You just get the levels on the +4. What a dream.
Yep. He's a super high octane gameplay there from him.
What else do we have? There's going to be the 8-minute rune coming, which is really important for both Storm and for Void Spirit. The difference being that Dawn is hitting level 6 with this creep, so Radiant has to be really careful with how much they commit.
Oh, it's an urn on the Marcy. I didn't see that.
Interesting.
I mean, I guess it's like there are some pretty good vessel builders this game if she wants to pick it up, right? Stopping some of the Warlock healing, but also damage over time against both the Axe and the Warlock, or the Axe and the Darkseer is pretty solid.
Yeah, it is good. It is very good for sure. Okay, they don't commit. They got the regen on the Void Spirit. Obviously, they're respecting the Dawn ulti. They're going on the Warlock right now.
Yeah, it's just a little freebie there. Nice setup there. And these are all going to be stacks that the Storm Spirit can desperately take advantage of in the early game. Like,
for sure.
Anytime you're building up these galvanized stacks, like in the early game, and if you don't get punished for it, this hero snowballs really fast.
I love the smoke. I mean, he has Dawn ulti to back him up. He has also the Wrath of Nature from tier 2000. So this Storm is literally like a 2k damage dealing hero walking around that can chase you down anywhere. Like, you just have to run away from him. He's going to kill whatever he finds.
Rain just TP'd back in. They don't actually happen to see him. He just barely goes off to the side of the tree there. Fogs them.
All right. Is he going to decide to stay here, or is he going to look at other plays?
The Dire just double scanned the top side of the map here. The Hawk goes to surge away. He is stuck inside of there, but they're going to turn around with a really nice back wall on top of him. But here comes the TP response from Yandex, and there's the Dawnbreaker, and Torres is dead. The Hawk now trying to get away from Chira Jr. There's the Vortex to pull him back in, and this will be 2 kills for the side of Yandex, and more galvanized stacks for that Storm Spirit.
It was really important to get the Darcy because that was really heavy commitment for just an Axe kill.
Yeah.
Obviously, in this case, Axe is a support, which is why it matters less. But, you know, getting the Darcy matters so much, especially because the answer to all this like early game dominance by just the nature of the draft Yandex can only come from the Darcy. He's the one that's going to buy the mech, the auras, get the levels, get the team fight to answer what's, you know, being just put on the table by Yandex. And it's the same recipe over and over again. They just have an overwhelming amount of early game presence, and they know how to use it really well. And this is the first rune this Storm has gotten. So,
yeah.
You know, it's a 7-0 with a 2k gold lead with 0 runes on your Storm. So it's going to get worse.
Yeah, I mean, the Illusion Rune also does
It's not the
help.
best.
Yeah,
it
it does a little bit. It's not the best, like you said, but it can remove things like Fatal Bonds. It can remove like the heals. So like having it as the dispels, you know, there's worse runes, I suppose.
Fair enough, fair enough. It's actually a pretty good game for dispel.
But well, this Axe once again, they try to make a play bottom. It gets punished as Chira Jr. finds himself another kill. Okay, so we were talking a little bit about the Ogre early. It's a really good Bloodlust game. Like,
it is.
Every single one of his heroes benefit from Bloodlust.
Yeah, and honestly, I think Bloodlust is a very underrated spell. Like, the value you get from just level 1 Bloodlust, like 35 attack speed, 6% bonus movement speed, I think it's amazing.
Vacuum wall top. Actually misses, so TA2000 not going to get stuck here inside the wall. He will be forced to walk into it, though. So this is a very nice kill. A good dive here from Virtus.pro. He did get the Wrath of Nature off,
Big
but
ulti.
Do they have the damage to get anything else? It's going to be Chira Jr. coming in. V-Tune stuck inside the Dawnbreaker ult, and that will be 2 dead as a result. So a good turnaround. You do get something. Finally, VP on the board here, but...
No, it's good. It's good. Honestly, even though it's a trade, I think it's a trade at least that is forcing TPs on the top side.
Yeah.
It's creating space for, you know, other heroes to collect the farm. You see the Void Spirit pushing in the mid lane. The Axe is collecting the bottom. Like, these moves are good. This is what VP's gonna... They need to look for that. Obviously, ideally, they don't overextend. They don't give up kills. But this is definitely what they should be doing this game.
Yeah. Back on that topic of Bloodlust, like, I remember we started to see Ogre a little bit in the 5 position when the Muerta was getting picked. And we were talking a little bit backstage about how we both think Muerta is very strong right now. But the support duo of like Ogre Muerta was just one of those things where you just Bloodlust your 4 position, you run around together just killing people. And you kind of have that with the Marcy.
You do, you do. I mean, I think you, in Dota, like, I always like to like kind of convert the value of the spells or the facets into gold. And, you know, level 2 Bloodlust is like 50 attack speed. A Hyperstone is 60 attack speed. So essentially you're feeding 2k gold to your carry by just Bloodlusting him. Like, that is insane value.
Lorna this time actually picks up a Amplify damage rune. So, like, you know, we said Storm really hasn't gotten too many of the big runes this game. Lorna had Regen earlier, Haste earlier, now the Amplify damage. But he's still struggling, right? He's bottom of the net worth here of these cores. Like, really hasn't been able to get too active. That first death really sets him back.
He really did. And I mean, now he's playing with his Dark Seer. He has the Iron Shell, so he's on the red side of the map. But honestly, like, if I compare Shear's Junior impact with Lorenov's in both these games, it's a world of a difference so far. Like, this Storm has been doing so much on the map, and again, it's not really a player thing. It's also related to how much they set him up, right? Like, Storm is playing with Bloodlust. He's playing with Dawn ulti. He has the Prophet to connect to him. It's quite easy. Like, he's just too strong. He's just too buffed by the lineup that he's playing with.
This Nature's Prophet is going to run away with the net worth here soon. Like, he's got Maelstrom, Bloodlust. Solo's never going to let this thing fall off him. So you're going to have to find a way to grab this hero or make plays elsewhere. Meanwhile, Solo going to get caught out. Lorna pops the Amplify damage. They will just drop the rock, actually, for the moment. And Solo, a tanky Ogre, going to make them work for it. Astral steps underneath the tower, trying to finish the job. But now Lorna is fully committed at this point. Has to dissimulate to the north. 15 seconds without Astral. Dawnbreaker's going to come in. He gets out thanks to the bonus move speed of the river.
I'm very surprised Dawn didn't ulti on top of the Ogre. He had it earlier.
Yeah, had it earlier.
Yeah, he hesitated. I think he was trying to see. Oh, they were met at the same time. Actually, she's gonna die there.
Yeah, misses the call there. TA2000 will help finish this kill. So
yeah, a little bit of a mistake from the Dawn on the top lane, but not very costly. It's just an Ogre at the end of the day. You know, no no disrespect to Ogre players, but you know, respawn, come back, place a couple wards, bloodlust me, we're all good.
Yeah, it's just my support. It's fine.
Yeah, but the Nature's Prophet is gonna start to skyrocket. But you know, on the bright side, I'm looking at VP's net worth distribution, and I'm just happy that the Darkseer is the one getting that much. Because again, you know, he's got a pipe now. He's then gonna work towards his next, you know, team fight item. This is at the end of the day what is gonna help deal with the dire lineup.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the focus being placed on it earlier with the Axe just soaking the jungle camps, or like just you know, abandoning the lane completely, just trying to get as much into Dahak as possible, and we'll see where he goes with this and what he can accomplish.
I think I would like to see this Axe actually buy-blink this game. Like,
yeah,
it's very good with his lineup. Like, he has the Warlock, he has the Darkseer. It's gonna give a lot of space also for the Void Spirit to focus who he wants, because he's buying Ags, so it's not only about starting the fight, he does need to silence the right targets also. So Axe is going to have to play some sort of initiating role in this game eventually.
V-Tune found bottom here. Now they will go ahead and go for the dive. Immediate ult out from Problems, disposes him back, and that is going to be a very quick pick. Now this is 4 TPs in bottom here.
Yeah, now they
want to fight so bad. And Tars, I don't know if you win this battle. Marcy is so dang strong. Lornov here, though, will be able to offer a little bit of assist, but gets the rebound away. And yeah, Dawnbreaker ult now available to Hawk. Drops the vacuum, the wall, but there's just no help. What a disaster. Behind the tier 2 tower.
VP is just getting so outplayed right now. It's kind of tough to see. They're getting outmaneuvered around the map so much.
They find the Warlock! Oh, no. Dude, Problems both games has been absolute beast mode.
Yeah. He's tidying right now. He's just vibing in this series. He's been involved in 12 kills on 15. It's literally the same story as game 1.
Same story as game 1, yeah.
He has a full Vessel on Marcy, which is going to be amazing against TA, against Darkseer. Darkseer doesn't have a Dispel either. So all these heroes are going to suffer. Like, they can't Dispel the Vessel. It nullifies completely Warlock heal that has been maxed out, by the way.
Yeah.
Which, again, we've talked about this Warlock yesterday, and his second spell is a big reason for why this hero is good. It's not only about the ulti. Not at all.
Well, an Arcane Rune for Storm. He's finally going to get rewarded with one of these. I mean, he had a Shield Rune, but didn't really need it in that bottom fight, I suppose.
Yeah, no, he didn't. And, I mean, you know, I'm trying to think about how is VP getting all of this chokehold again. And it has to be the Void Spirit Aghanims. I mean, in reality, they have decent tools to fight. They have the pipe on Darkseer.
Yep.
Even without the Aghs, they could look for the fights. But it feels like they don't really want to sync up yet. Like, they're all kind of playing their own game on their own side of the map. And I feel a different level of teamwork, basically, from Dire right now. And
Lornov's in so much trouble. Zip into the mid lane. Rebound to follow. The chain stun's right on the mark.
That's perfect.
Heart from Problems once again. He's doing his job.
Yeah, and Prophet is enjoying himself right now. He's not even connecting when he doesn't need to. Like, this is a hero that benefits so much from his team running around making plays, because every info that you get means, you know, you get to read the map perfectly. And if you read the map with Prophet, you're just going to get every single camp there is to get, basically. All you need to know is, am I in danger?
Yeah, right.
If I decide to TP here and farm like these 10 next camps, am I in danger? So every time his Storm is showing him that, hey, no, they're on the bottom sside. Hey, look, they used 3 TPs to deal with me. Prophet is just getting gold and gold and gold.
Fastest BKB of the patch currently by 1 minute and 19 seconds. That is, I mean, it's such a good BKB game. I'm not surprised he's just rushing this. You did mention that VP kind of had like a little bit of a tempo draft, but Yandex just completely shut down the lanes and
20 galvanized stacks on the Storm too. I mean, I don't know.
How much mana regen is he saying on? Like 25?
Yeah, it's like he's like
19.
19 mana regen. It's crazy. It's a really big number.
And he also has the mana draft as well. So in trouble here. The Hawk found out, and this will be another kill going their way. This one to TA2000. There's
no fight to be had. When you start on the Darkseer and he has to press a pipe defensively only on himself, there's not even a reason to connect to him. Like, it's just a no-go. They need the salvation to come from just their teamwork. They need to group together, find an area they want to fight. They have tools, really, Radiant. It's not impossible. The Warlock is strong. The Void Spirit has an Aghanim. The Darcy has a pipe. They just need to group and stop getting outnumbered. It's not easy because what we don't see is how much of the lanes are being pushed in constantly by this Nature's Prophet and how aggressive the Storm has been.
Yep.
He just keeps catching them off guard, but yeah, just TP all the same place, smoke, exactly what they're doing right now, and try to take a fight on your terms.
I was about to ask where you think they could make the play, but here it comes. Lornov goes in, catches him with the Aghanim, step to the silence here onto Chira Jr., but they're actually just going to go for solo. They're like, we don't think we can kill the Storm. We got to get something else in. Now the Dawnbreaker
a little bit
joining
wasted.
the fight. Yeah, a little bit awkward. Got saved by the Marcy.
All right. Rock has not been used. Dawnbreaker ulti is used, so you know we're 1 minute away from the Tormentor. The TA has a Deso, so the Roche could die. It's a sign of life from Radiant, even though they didn't get a kill. You know, forcing spells from the Dire is a good start.
And then we just go back to the Nature's Prophet of like, well, he doesn't really have to be here, and I'm just back to farming on the other side of the map, right?
He's just chilling.
It is so difficult. It seems like Yandex is fine. Like, even if they go to make this play and they don't happen to get a kill or win a fight, they're like, oh, we got the tower, and NP's farming again, so.
Yeah. And this Prophet, we've seen it. Like, it scales like crazy. Like, if you're allowed to farm so freely, like, you are going to hard carry the game.
Well, mid tier 1 tower, they'll be able to take this one down, so that is something. As we approach the 20-minute mark there, we'll smoke one more time, and they're going to head towards top, try and contest the Tormentor as they know Yandex really is setting up for it, but they're already there, and it's going to be dead before you can arrive.
Yeah.
Such a good play call from Yandex to just give up the mid tower for this, and through the Twin Gate they go.
Oh, they're just one step ahead.
Do they find Dawnbreaker here, though?
No blink on Axe.
Yeah. They all managed to get away. That hurts.
Yep. Everybody's out. And so the next objective is going to be the Wisdom. If they want to contest that, there's now an Aghanim Scepter on the Dawnbreaker, so everything is just getting tougher and tougher.
It seems so much like last game. Same scenario where the mid lane, Chira Jr. just kind of pops off, and now you have this late game Nature's Prophet who can kind of just do whatever he wants. The Mjolnir is done. And at any point, when you go to take a fight, you have Dawnbreaker to bail you out.
And I feel like the Dawnbreaker has not been approached properly by VP.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like they have good heroes against Dawn. Their team fight matches the Dawn team fight, but at this point, it's what you talked about. It's not so much about what happens later. It's just, you know, Chira Jr., the matchup that he gets, the hero that he gets, the way he plays his lane, and having the backup of the Dawn ulti that early in the game, he just takes over the entire game. And if you want to address this Dawn by Yandex, you need to think about what happens from minute 6 to minute 12, basically. This is the time window where they're winning the game, and they're taking such a lead that you're just playing from behind the entire game, and you're just struggling to come back. So it can come from the laning phase, it can come from the hero pool, the trio, the supports, but
this is really bold. TA2000 TPing in aggressively, seemingly.
He knows, dude.
He just okay.
He's just biking
He just
into
knows
4
he
heroes.
can fight them all. He doesn't care.
Donald, he's ready. He doesn't care. Like, he has Aegis. At this point, he's just tickles.
I mean, if just seeing a Nature's Prophet TP into the center of 3 enemy heroes, and they're afraid of him, is crazy.
Yeah.
Bottom lane, good find from Marcy. Sets up a kill onto the Axe.
Yeah, he now has the Solar Crest on the Marcy completed, so that's going to buff his Prophet even further. Yeah,
They're
I
not
don't
done.
know.
They're going to find... Oh, does he have the... He's barely on the other side of the tree there.
You don't see
Oh
him
my
there?
gosh, I guess not.
That's cool.
I mean, otherwise, he surely just goes for the Vortex, right?
Yeah, he does, for sure. You kill him. You have Donald also to chain lock him, so you definitely do. No, I mean, I'm trying to think, like, what could I have done different to deal with this Dawnbreaker? And I don't know, maybe shutting him down harder in the lane, you know, playing around his side of the map more than, you know, playing around mid.
Yeah.
Solutions will have to be found, or you just, you know, spend a ban on it, because it's looked really impressive. Not just noticed on the Dawn, but just how Yandex is able to use that.
I think there's been a few teams that have kind of found better ways of addressing the Dawnbreaker, and we were kind of theory crafting a little bit behind, like during the draft ourselves, on like what teams can do. And this, you pointed out, there just doesn't really feel like there's a great answer this game from any of the heroes, and it's a first pick Dong. Yeah. You know, you have to find a way to handle this hero, like, because there's always the chance like someone's going to flex it to support, but if it's a good Dawnbreaker game off first pick, It's so hard to deal with.
Yeah, and you have to go back to the draft, right, and think, is there anything you could have done better? Because it's not like a big play difference. Like, they were just from the get-go in unfavorable situations just by the nature of the spells that are being, you know, brought to the table. That could be a deadly smoke, because if they find the kills, they now have an Aegis. The Prophet is really fat.
They barely got it on a scan. They they know someone's there. Being said, Entara is just glimmer caping by to try and get the Wisdom Shrine or anything, but
very sneaky.
Already gone.
And again, like, the whole map is closed off right now. Like, they're literally... Oh, TA is showing on Prophet. They're TPing in.
Oh, they found Void Spirit. That's the use of the ultimate from the Dawnbreaker that they really want to get, and Chira Jr. has more than enough galvanized stacks to chase this out. So they lose 2 across the map.
They're gonna hit at the tier 2 now.
Yeah, he's gonna finish
could
this.
Be next. Yeah, without the down ulti, they might want to be extra careful. Make sure that they don't end up, you know, dragged into a team fight in the enemy base. But never mind. DD.
Yeah, as they amplify damage scattered out from Marcy, Nature's Prophet TP's in immediately. They're gonna try and waste some of the surge here. Vessel. I mean, there's no way he can finish this kill, but that's just so much damage coming out from Marcy.
Hold on TP on Prophet, so he had no follow-up.
Yeah.
This Prophet might already look to poke at the high ground with the AD rune.
I mean, you should, right? Or there's no outer towers, so...
Yeah.
So we saw them last game, they focused all the tier 2s off the first Aegis, but you're even further ahead than you were last time.
Yeah, he hit so hard, and I like what Storm is doing. He's zipping here to give him vision, basically. That's what, you know, Prophet just wants vision.
Yep.
In between the Sprout cooldown. He has the Bloodlust max, he has the Solar Crest, so much help from the Ogre. Even has the Shard, which is actually pretty good, this Shard. This Ogre Shard, the Fire Shield.
Very good against the heroes like, well, like V-Tune, but they're just going to jump in. They get right on top of the Templar Assassin. They drop the wall. The vacuum is back, but V-Tune cannot move. They're stuck inside of this channel here from the Warlock, but they just managed to walk away as there's no more damage coming through.
Let's watch out.
And there's a rebound in. Another pick me up the Vortex, or the Call rather, not able to get this Chira Jr., but with the BKB, he's going to be able to zip away. He's committed to everything. He has to TP home. TA2000 still has this Aegis. Another 30 seconds.
Yeah, they have to chill. File Bounds did like an immense amount of damage with the Glyph and with the all the AoE damage that is coming from the Darkseer and the Void Spirit. They just have to reset, but damage is done. I mean, they forced out the Darkseer spells, they killed the TA, they forced out the Glyph, almost got the tier 3 tower, so they're very happy with this Aegis usage.
Yeah. I mean, last time we saw like 7,000 gold gain. Exactly the same thing from last game.
Yeah, but the opposite from yesterday. So you gotta love how, you know, Yandex was able to bounce back from a disappointing series yesterday, because they had really good openings against Aurora, but they were not able to capitalize on it. Today is like the absolute opposite. Flawless gameplay by them.
Yep, Chira Jr. gets himself a bottled Invis rune.
He has a gem now.
And a gem,
yeah. That is typically, you know, the signal of like, we don't want enemies to basically leave their base.
Yeah, and you just take all TA's traps off the map too. So it's like no one on the backside of your team is going to get randomly silenced and prevented from like joining a fight.
Yeah. This down ulti cooldown is so low.
Yeah.
70 seconds. It's always up. It's so hard to deal with.
All right, Sprout to finish off the tower here. So TA2000 going to look to pressure the range barracks first. Does have the backup with the full team. They do manage to dodge this zip in. Lorna doing a little bit of damage here. Fatal Bonds are out as well, so maybe time to just let this one expire.
Nice TPs to the side lanes. I like what they're doing. Like, they're not very like committed to the push. They just want to make sure that everybody's in base. Obviously, if the fight looks good, they will take it. But as soon as they realize, well, you know, it's a little bit sketchy, they brought 5 heroes, let's just play the map. And they're going to keep forcing them back. And the network just keeps growing, because, again, that is what Prophet does. The Dawn doesn't need to connect. Yeah, he doesn't need to be there. He's just farming the entire time. And as soon as Prophet sees, well, they clicked 5 TPs to the middle lane, I'm back to farming.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the net worth continues to grow, and V-Tune here on the TA. You're pretty far from having an item that's going to allow you to stand toe-to-toe with the Nature's Prophet.
Yeah, no, it's just too much. And again, it always comes back to the buffs that the Prophet has on his side. Like, he has so much help from his team.
Very enabled.
Sidekick, Solar Crest, Fire Shield, Dawn ulti it's not a fair fight.
I really like both these games, they've gone for these like double save heroes.
Yeah.
Right, like the Dawnbreaker +1 last game. We saw, you know, then put it to use with the Naga Siren. This time, it's actually just the Marcy, like guaranteeing getting heroes out. Now, Chira Jr. just zips right past the team, finds themselves the Warlock. Notice comes in as well. They'll take down the Axe, and that's just 2 heroes. Both supports gone. It just doesn't feel like V2 or Virtus.pro can get their hands on anybody.
No, it's been the story of this year so far, of the best of 2. Like, game 1 was literally the same thing.
All right, baiting potentially with the Ogre. They finally do find a kill.
All right, so I guess that's the limit. That is the limit. Only the plus
the
5. Only the plus 5 is not allowed to just, you know, walk up the high ground, high five the enemy team, and be like, "You can't touch me." They can touch him, but that is really it.
He's seeing how much damage was done. He's like, all right, this is the threshold, guys.
Yeah, Arcane Rune top, like it hasn't been spotted yet, but it's gonna be checked by Chira Jr. now. Yeah, this is definitely the best rune in the game for Storm Spirit. A very, very scary one to go against.
And he just finishes up a Parasma as well. So his damage output gonna go through the roof with this one.
Yeah, they're gonna probably wait for the Roche. Is probably the best option right now. I mean, and then try to close the game.
We saw Void Spirit actually pick up almost all the power runes early, and then now we could just see that there hasn't been a single rune picked up from VP for the last last little bit.
I mean, they've been stuck in their base for the longest time. They're now smoking out, trying to get something done. They know that they have the feeling that, you know, the IR team has been splitting up, and they have. Can they get the Prophet just TP'd out to top because there's nothing to farm.
He's like, I already farmed down here, I'm out.
A little bit of an unlucky timing. So they're not even going to get this one pick-off that would have changed a little bit with the golden XP injection.
Do they not feel safe going through like the Twin Gate and searching topside, or are they just...
It's a bit risky.
You have to make the guess, I guess, you know, which side is good, but...
Yeah, I think they're auto scans too, so you usually like to scan the gate just for safety.
He got the Vortex. Oh my goodness, what a call! Chira Jr. just puts the Arcane to use, zips all the way to the Twin Gate there, and finds the Dark Seer of all heroes.
Yeah, no buyback. 40 seconds, but you know, Roche is alive in the bottom pit, so they could just decide to go for that instead. They showed that discipline in game
right?
1, so yeah.
There's no reason not to. Like, Dawnbreaker can just still go split push the other side of the map. They're gonna maybe go for Tormentor here, but I think they found the Void Spirit. We'll have to see. Yeah, it's not gonna be super easy for him to get out. There is a TPing Nature's Prophet coming in.
Infinite chase
Vortex there, and now you have no escape, just the Manta and the Remnant, but there is so much damage coming through from these two. Good plays from Lornov overall. He's making them work for it, but that is a godlike spree as the tail end of that Arcane Rune expires.
Yeah, I mean, this Storm Spirit, he has like 29 Galvanized stacks. Like, he has +9 mana regen just from that. He's sitting at 30 mana regen per second.
Yeah, 10, 0, and 9. That is an insane score from him.
Yeah.
Satanic now finished up here on the Nature's Prophet as they will go ahead and go for the Roshan just to guarantee this game as they've got such a lead, but...
You definitely go higher after this. Like, it's going to be really hard to stop them. I'm trying to think of like an item that could be like the saving grace for the Radiant team, but I just don't see it.
I mean, every hero is food for Chira Jr. at this point. That is a Warlock dead without buyback for 40. They don't necessarily know the buyback status, but he's a big part of the high ground defense.
Yeah, there's going to be a refresher on Dawn also very soon, so that's not going to help either. Up onto their high ground for the Nature's Prophet.
That one Treant doing its darndest, trying to really do its best.
He's sitting at 3.3k HP. He has a Satanic, he has the Ogre buffs, the Dawnbreaker. You need to dish out so much damage to kick him out of here.
And that, I mean, the Rax just goes down so quick. He's just protecting himself in the Sprout as well, which is pretty interesting.
The buffs his damage too.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
No, that's definitely the way to go about it.
And with this, 2 lanes down. Like, I don't even know where you can start this fight. Chira Jr. just feels so safe trying to break the smoke, and he does exactly that. TA2000 is going to put himself on the front. Vacuum wall pulls them back. The Dawnbreaker ult completely misses. I mean, you got a decent spell use out of him, and this Nature's Prophet Illusion's actually doing a lot of work, but what a rebound! He managed to get right on top of him, and now with this, Axe dead, Storm Spirit low on mana, but TA2000 still has that Aegis. They will claim the first life. Sprout holding V2 in place, still has the Hurricane Pike to move himself around, but can they bail out TA2000? It's going to be close. He doesn't have a Satanic for a few more seconds. They finally get the kill. Noticed will join him. What a hold from VP.
Yeah, amazing hole. And honestly, like, we'll have to see if we get the fight recap, but Fallow Bonds was everything this
Yeah.
fight. He got a really clutch Fallow Bonds on 4 heroes, and it did an immense amount of damage. The Prophet had no way to get it off him because Satanic and Manta were on cooldown. I think the Dawn ulti being wasted was kind of fine, but the rebound in after that was a little bit too optimistic, in my opinion.
It looked good initially. I was like, okay, yeah, the stuns are solid. But yeah, this Warlock Golem Fatal Bonds hits everything.
Yeah, you're going to see the Fatal Bond now. In fact, like the next one that is going to be applied is just too much. They're running out of steam. Like, your Prophet has nothing now. He has no Manta, no Satanic. The Fatal Bond is going to happen and everybody's going to die.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, it's too much. Don't die from full HP just to Prophet getting hit. Okay, that's fine. Oh, come on, guys, delay the game by 10 minutes, but we're chilling. I didn't feel like too much despair in this. They know they're still very much in control of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the question is, like, can you do that again if you're VP? Like, or is Yandex going to let you do this again?
Yeah, I think that is the right question, because it was a lot of Yandex kind of allowing that to happen. I think, you know, the Dawnbreaker was like, I'm just going to join in. Like, it's been really fun joining these fights. I don't want to wait for the ulti. I'm just coming. And the Marcy God was also a little bit too excited after what has been a really impressive game. So I'm sure they're just going to, you know, put the cursor back on the right amount of aggression and play the next sequence more cleanly.
In terms of itemization, we're going to see the side of Yandex actually pick up some items, even though they lose the fight. They had a lot of gold still that they gained.
Yeah.
So Refresher on the Dawnbreaker. We're going to see Nullifier on the Storm Spirit. I mean, there's some... These are very difficult items for VP to deal with.
No, it is. But at the same time, we also got a little bit of items on the VP. We're gonna get the Blink on Axe. I almost want to say finally, there's gonna be a Nullifier on the Voice Spirit, which is really good to get rid of all the, you know, all the saves like the Marcy, all the saving items from the supports. The Bloodlust is also gonna help with the, you know, Force Staff not happening. He's only gonna rely on the Pike, and most importantly, the BKB on TA, which is a really big deal this game.
All right, smoked up here on Yandex, going to sweep their way across the map. They do not know this yet, but there is an Amplify Damage rune waiting on that top river.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to go without it, though. It's the quiet before the storm.
It really is. I mean, the Axe is so close to Blink. Dying right now would be so painful, but Antares needs like 175 gold.
I mean, he could sell his Soul Ring if...
True. Or, yeah, I mean...
If it came down to that, but, you know, every bit of gold matters when you've been starving for 30 minutes.
Smoke gonna expire as V-Tune looking to walk up onto the high ground, just trying to get the D ward.
Okay, that was pretty confident by him, to be honest. They could have jumped him there.
They still haven't seen the Amplify Damage. It's,
No.
it's disappearing in like 9 seconds.
Yeah, a little bit unfortunate. That is a great rune to pick up.
And they're all... Like, their gem is not here, and they're just all standing on TA. Okay, now the gem is here. I was like, they're just all standing on TA traps.
Region bottom, that's also a nice one. I mean, they're getting the 25 and the Daedalus on Prophet. That might be the call that they're waiting for.
Okay. That's true. I mean, the 25 is pretty nuts. Lorna's going to go and drops the Nullifier, gets Pick Me Up. And Storm Spirit will be out of danger.
Yeah. Prophet just completed the Daedalus, and he's like a quarter of a level off his 25. Could easily wait for that, honestly.
And they're also getting the new jungle items as well, right?
Yeah.
Another big boost in some of these heroes' damage.
Never mind. Just keep it in. The Daedalus was what he
Oh,
wanted.
good call. Antar's actually taking a lot of damage, but they got the Fatal Bonds. Big vacuum wall on the backside. Noticed able to just bail them out, heal them all up. And now he's got a second one if he needs it. Lorna's going to go in and gets the Silence Nullifier. The stun's there. Marcy gets the rebound. The second Dawnbreaker ult followed up. Does manage to catch the Warlock. It catches V-Tune as well. They're going to be able to lose 3. And it's now just V-Tune versus the world. Warlock's going to buy back into this game. Can they hold? They've done it once before, but it's not looking good. A 3v5 to defend the throne.
Yeah, no buyback on the Voice Spirit, no buyback on the Axe. The Tia has a BKB on cooldown. If she gets stunned by anything, she just dies. So she has to be really careful. She's not going to be allowed to just sit there and right click.
They go commit. Cheerleaders in. They find themselves a Darkseer with that Nullifier. He's dead. Great Sprout. Actually blocks Rain off. V-Tune forced to blink in, but that is going to be the GGs. Diving the fountain with the Satanic. They will find themselves the final kill. An absolute beatdown from Yandex.